Welcome to the Mindset Mirror Connection podcast. In today's episode, we are talking about female fitness foes. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the shit that just happens to us women that at the end of this episode, we're all going to laugh about. So if you are ready to listen up and lean in, we are going to elevate your mind. Hello from afar.
Hello from afar.
Sorry, I need to move. If you guys can't tell, we're using a really cool background. And our teeth look weird when we smile. Mine do. I look like I have.
Yeah, it looks like there's a
you gotta stay.
Oh, well.
Yeah, you've got to stay a certain. So for those who aren't watching on YouTube, we have the background of our podcast. We are recording on a Zoom-like recording because I'm on the East Coast and Amanda's in Phoenix.
Where are you now?
Pittsburgh.
Okay. Wait, I thought you were going. When's Ohio?
After Pittsburgh. Well, technically, we were in Ohio last night. We went to Cincinnati.
Okay.
Yeah. So we left Phoenix on Friday. Today is Monday, everyone. Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you to all that serve and have served. We love you. We left on Monday or Friday, and then we went to Albuquerque.
Mm-hmm.
From Albuquerque, we drove to Springfield, Missouri.
Oh.
That was a whole thing. And then we drove. Oh, actually, okay, I missed something. So we went from Albuquerque to Oklahoma City. We went to the Oklahoma City bombing memorial there. It's pretty cool.
It's very cool. Like I went one time and they did a really pretty job too.
Yeah. It reminds me of the 9/11 bombing, the memorial.
Yeah.
It was really cool. And we just walked around, took a little break, walked around, looked at that. And then we drove to Springfield, Missouri. Springfield, Missouri had a bunch of tornado warnings. So that was exciting. Yeah. The only place we could eat was a Ruby Tuesdays. I'm actually not going to shit on it though, because they had a deconstructed kebab. And it had zucchini and peppers and steak and rice pilaf. It was actually quite delicious.
Shout out to Ruby Tuesdays.
Yeah, shout out Ruby Tuesdays. However, so y'all know my dog Brooklyn, and we know she's a pain in the ass. Well, for those of you who don't know, I traveled for 16 months with this dog around the country, Airbnbs, hotels, all the things. Never had a complaint about this literal BITCH. We get a call from the hotel that our dog is being an a-hole and has had multiple complaints because she keeps barking. So we had to cut Ruby Tuesday short to go manage Brooklyn Hathaway.
Did you not give her meds?
No, so apparently she's not falling for the bread trick. So now we've got to find a new trick for her. Yeah. Yeah. It's bullshit. Brooklyn. And then, so we left. Tornado warnings. Terrible. I slept terribly. My sleep score was a 50.
Did you sleep because of the hotel or because of the tornado stuff or the wind or what?
A little bit of everything. So in Albuquerque slept terrible because Brooklyn wouldn't get comfortable.
Yeah.
So she just kept getting up and turning. And then the storm got both of them uncomfortable. So finally I'm at this, luckily at Ruby Tuesdays, we met this man at the bar, because we just don't wait for tables. We just sit at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do. And here, let me turn this off. And he told us, because we were actually going to stay in Indianapolis, and he's like, no, don't go that way, go to Cincinnati. And I was like, I've never been to Cincinnati. So I found an Airbnb that had a garage, and why that was important was because we have a bunch of stuff in our car.
Right,
and all we were taking out was because we made a suitcase just for this weekend.
Yeah.
Where we have our bigger suitcase and the desk and the walking pad and all the things we brought, because we'll be here for a month and a half. We had that in the car. And at the hotels, what we do is we stay on the bottom floor and we back the car up to the window, because they're just like a Hilton Garden Inn or something like that. So this guy has a garage, and I was like, great, can the 4Runner fit? He's like, absolutely. But you share it with another person. So get to Cincinnati, really cool area. I'll talk about my food experience in a sec. and get to the Airbnb, and there's this like Ram truck in the garage, and it's not closed. So I text the guy and I was like, hey, there's the other tenant has a truck and the garage won't close because he's not pulled in all the way. So he's like, we'll let him know. They try to call him. They come to the door, his door, try to like pound on the door and wake him up to be like, hey, can you move your, because they call, Airbnb called him, the owner called him to be like, hey, move your car. Because I said, look, if we cannot close this garage, we're not going to stay here. Like that's exactly, because I had reached out to him beforehand about the garage to like make it a thing. So homeboy's not answering. So Mark and I just decide to unload the entire car. Want to, but hey, it was on the second floor too. So we unload everything except for the desk, the walking pad, and on my desk, guys, because the desk that we brought is actually a desk that we had in our storage. We had 2 of them. Neither of us use it, so we're just going to leave it at my in-laws. So my in-laws have a huge basement that they don't use. I mean, they have I'm in the gym right now, full-blown gym, media room, like everything. So we're like, we'll bring the desk, we'll leave it here. And then I also have a converter to make it a stand-up desk. So yeah. So we do that, and then homeboy comes down, and I was like, hey, we want to make sure that we can close the garage at night. Can you pull up? Like, can you fit? And he's like, I don't know if I can fit. I go, I think you can. Like, if not, like, then just park outside the garage and close it. This morning, garage is wide open. Yeah. Luckily, we took everything out. And the area is interesting. I was reading up on it. It's called OTR. It's like over the Rhine or something like that. About 10 years ago, they compared it to Compton.
Oh.
Like when Compton at its prime, because Compton actually has had a little bit of a revive. And I guess within 10 years, this whole place has turned into like Greenwich Village. Like it's crazy. However, there's still a little bit of Compton.
Yeah.
We love Compton. Love you. Shout out. There. So I was like, don't want to leave anything in the car. So we took it out. We all survived and drove to Pittsburgh, got here at noon, and it is now 3:30, and I have unpacked all of my things.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But I got sleep last night, thank God. Because that Airbnb was nice, actually, other than the garage situation. So
do you sleep good at your in-laws' house? Or
yeah. And we also this is not going to be on air when this airs. Dude, if you guys need a new mattress right now, the mattress we have at our house that we get from Amazon is $99.
Really?
It's got to be a fluke, but we bought it because we're going to just ship it here so that we have
the same
$99 today. Our mattress is my favorite mattress. Like my bed is my favorite thing in the world because of this mattress.
Yeah, we have a whole bed dilemma that I gave up because we bought a new mattress. I mean, and it was a pricey one, and then we got it, and I was like, this is not the same mattress that was in the store. And
God.
Yeah, so it's like I like a really soft mattress and fluffy. And I laid on it and it was hard. And I was like, this is not. And Michael's like, yes, it is. It's the exact same. Because of course it is. And I'm like, no. Like, this is not the same. So we had a big old and I was like, okay, let me return it. But returning a mattress is a pain. And you like, your shoulder. Yeah, well, like, because it's like an electric one too, that like raises and stuff. But like, to return it, it's like 50. You only get like 50% back plus a restocking fee and all this crap. And so I was like, well, that's not even worth it. Yeah. So
moving the mic, guys.
I know. So we have a mattress that Michael loves and I don't, which is annoying.
Yeah, because you're pregnant.
I know.
I forget what it's called. Starts with a Z, but they're the best mattresses. So I'm gonna go to IKEA. I'm just gonna like start making this our own little area because we'll probably do this a couple times a year. You know,
should. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, his parents are in their 80s, and the kids are getting older. My nephew will be out of high school. He'll be a senior this year. Yeah. Our oldest nephew. So, and it's beautiful. I cannot wait. If you guys follow me on Instagram, like she's my mother-in-law who I am going to interview.
I was going to ask, are you still interviewing her?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
She has the most beautiful garden, and I need to tell you guys, this garden is on a cliff. So she's got to walk down and up the cliff, and she's got this beautiful creek, and there's a bench right there. So I'm going to do a bunch of videos down there. I'm so excited.
Aw.
Yeah, it's awesome. So let's talk about my food.
Okay.
So we got green chili, red chili in Mexico, in New Mexico. And it's funny because Mark and I only buy the same salsa. It's called Sadie's, and Sadie's has a restaurant, and it just happened to be across the street from our hotel. So we're like,
oh, really?
absolutely. Yeah. So, because I knew what we were eating on the road, I very much planned my meals ahead. And so we shared an enchilada platter and a pork adobado platter, which was amazing.
Yum.
It was so good. There was so much protein and deliciousness. Had a sopapilla, which was delicious. So that was good. Ruby Tuesdays did its job. And then last night I found this place, The Eagle. Shout out to The Eagle on Yelp. And is Yelp an old person thing? Because I use Yelp all the time.
Well, Yelp, I don't like because you're limited unless you have an account, and I don't want an account.
Oh, I don't have an account.
Well, you can't, there's certain things that you can't do.
I don't do anything other than look at pictures. That's really what I use it for. So we get there, and I don't know why I didn't look at the menu, which is something I do. And so, no, it was fine, but it was all fried chicken. And I was like, I haven't had fried chicken in forever. So we have a drink, and he's like, do you want to just go somewhere else? Well, and we love pimento cheese. So we were like, they had a pimento cheese plate. So we're like, oh, we'll share that and maybe go somewhere else. And then we're like, you know what? Let's just do it. We're going to have a fried chicken. So I had chicken breast and some mac and cheese and some cornbread. And my stomach has never hurt more. It was delicious, but it was just, my stomach's like, what are you doing to me? Too much.
Isn't that funny? Once you start eating more whole foods, when you have those foods, it's like, oh, ow. And then you think, how many people experience this and don't know it's because of the food they're eating consistently?
Pain. Yeah. Not good stuff coming out. It was
fruities.
Yeah, it was bad. I was like, yeah, let's not do that. So today, and again, we're on the road. So we went to Chick-fil-A, got the egg white grilled sandwich. We got Chipotle for lunch, and we got a Walmart delivery to my in-laws and a Costco delivery. So now we have our food.
Nice.
We should do a podcast on how, since I was thinking about this earlier, people are traveling, how to travel and not shit the bed. So how are you feeling, girl?
I feel good. How do I feel? I had a nice weekend. It was a lot busier than I intended because my new thing now is I make no plans on weekends, no future plans. So that way, if something comes up, I can decide how I feel as opposed to, because what I would do is make a future plan, and then I'd get to that day and I'd be like, I feel like complete ass and I do not want to do this. So I decided earlier in my first trimester, I was like, I am not making plans anymore.
Good.
So this weekend was good though. I was busier than I thought I would be. Michael had a couple friends that were in town, so we hung out with them a bit. And then yesterday we just had a pool day and started the season off in our pool.
Yeah.
I know.
Love it.
I know.
I've never been in your pool.
Oh, really? Back. Oh, you have to come. He needs to work on it a little bit, but it's fine. And now we have the TV outside, so that's nice. Yeah. And so that was about it. And then today I did not take the day off, even though I tell myself every year, I know, shame. Every year I tell myself, remember, even what is it? Today, because today's Memorial Day, then there's Veterans Day that you get off. And there was another time too that I forget that I am I need to just take the day off. Yes. But I always think it's not a big deal. And luckily, my client load right now is fine and I enjoy all of them, but it was still oh damn, I would have liked to be floating in the pool right now.
See?
I know.
Well, we technically didn't take the day off for recording.
I know. That's what I thought too. When I was texting with you, I was like, well, I mean, I was going to record anyway. So And that's why when we were going back and forth about it, I was like, I mean, to me, if you want the day off, take the day. But if you don't, let's do it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah.
This is so weird. Recording. Okay. Yeah. So I am here in Pittsburgh, right? So now because so they have a gym here, but it's just like a universal gym. It's very nice. But it doesn't have like a barbell and stuff. So I use Active and Direct, which is or Active and Fit. It's part of my life insurance.
Okay.
And I get access to a variety of gyms. If y'all this is something you may have on your life insurance or your health insurance. So I would absolutely look into it. I believe it's Active and Direct or Active and Fit. Mine is through John Hancock Vitality, which is another amazing program that allows you to earn points towards your health insurance by exercising. And through exercise, you actually can pay off an Apple Watch, a Fitbit.
Really? Do you even need points at this point for the rest of your life?
No. Well, it's funny because if you think about our BMIs, which a lot of health life insurance companies look at, they would think that we were unhealthy. But Active and Direct, I think they give you points for getting your yearly dealios, your yearly appointments. You get points for eating healthy foods. You get points for working out. Again, I've never paid for an Apple Watch because I just get my like 30 points every workout.
Really?
It's very much geared around staying healthy throughout your life. So maybe I can. Our friend used to sell it, and that's how we got it. He doesn't anymore, so I'll have to figure out how we can get the info over to the people.
I know because I'm looking it up
that's
now.
John Hancock.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, new for you. Cookbook. It's a cookbook. So, anywho, and you get reward points too. So you get Amazon gift cards,
Oh my gosh.
reward points, even like, so Garmin, Fitbit, Polar Fitness, Amazon Prime, Healthy Gear, Active and Fit Direct. That's the name. All this stuff. Oh, and Expedia. So anyways, so I'm going to be going to a regular gym. So for those of you not listened, both Amanda and I have full gyms in our homes. So going to like a normal gym is not something we've done recently. I went to Mountainside like in December, maybe. I
went to this place called The Gym recently. And then on Saturday, I actually checked out EOS, but I didn't work out. I just kind of went in and perused because I'm thinking about joining a gym, and I can talk like I was thinking about joining a gym for the summer.
That's smart.
Just to go somewhere else and to kind of be in a cooler environment. But I don't know if that's going to happen anymore. Probably for these reasons that we're going to talk about. Well, so the first time when I went to the first gym that I went to, as soon as I got in the car and started driving, I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. Like this is really inconvenient.
I love when I smile. I look like I have a grill.
You do.
But Julie's story to tell him, make me a grill.
Yeah, we need to,
you guys are missing this. It's hilarious.
Mine doesn't do it.
I know. How do I get it off? Hi.
Well, you know what it is? It's your little it's the thingy behind you. That's what it is. That guy.
I wonder if it's my red lips.
Probably. Yeah.
That's okay. Funny. This is a blank wall behind me. So
mine is. Yeah. So I went and I was like, as soon as I drove, I was like, oh, I don't like this. And then when I went to EOS and walked around, I was like, ooh, do not like this layout. And like, it was just a lot of peopling.
I would go to Mountainside on Desert Ridge if I was you.
That's my next stop that I'm going to go and see.
Yeah. So I think I was thinking about like going to a new gym, because we can literally wake up, be in our pajamas and work out. Like we don't give a shit. If I fart, if I stink, if I want to have a dance party, nobody cares. Nobody cares about what I'm doing. Except for me, and I don't. So we are going to talk today about the female fitness foes, meaning the shit that only happens to us girls. Specifically, we'll say at the gym, but y'all know this stuff happens outside of the gym because there are specific things to us ladies that guys don't understand.
Mm-mm.
And we're going to go through them, and we would love for you to comment if we miss something, because we know we're going to. But the first one is always my favorite. The unsolicited comments about your outfit, your body, your hair, whatever.
Workout. Yeah. Your workout.
Unsolicited comments, mainly from men.
Yep.
Now, listen, if a girl's like, "Oh, I like your fit," like say I have like a matching thing on, because that's another thing we didn't write down is like
The outfit.
I'm gonna match.
Oh, no.
People are gonna see me.
Yep.
So I need to wear my gym best attire. I can't wear the holy, pajama pants that I wear to my home gym. But the unsolicited comments. So the one I'm thinking of is, and I actually mentioned this on the podcast, and it was actually at the gym here in Pittsburgh, is like, are you training for something? And while, of course, I feel great when people say that, like, and I like, the thing I like about that comment, even though it's unsolicited, is for me to say, no, I just like strength training, right?
Right.
But to make the assumption that only women who are competing can be a baddie in the gym is silly. I mean, I'm not going to, crucify that person, but that's one I've had. Or the comments just about like your body. And I've had people come up to me and like go, "You're so strong," and like squeeze my bicep. And I'm like, "Don't touch me."
Ooh.
Yeah. It's a whole thing. What about you?
I don't even remember any because I
Trauma?
haven't been in so long. They usually ask me like, "Oh, are you training for something?" And then that kind of gets in my head because I'm always like, "No, but should I be?"
No,
like that
I'm
old
not
self.
gonna let you.
No, I'm not going to. But like that old self comes in, and you're like, "Yeah," because I think, like for my personality type, that's like a validation in a way. But I don't like that. I've been asked like if I was training for a bodybuilding show as well, and I was like, no.
Right.
I'm trying to think what else. Because usually when I go, like if I do go out of town, I do go to a gym, and I go so early in the morning that nobody's really there, anyways. I'm like, ugh.
Well, and that you made me think of something too. And for other women, I understand why they do this, but in our program, like we try to move away from this. It's like, "Oh, I see you here. You look so good. I aspire to be you."
Yes.
For the person saying it, like you should never compare yourself to somebody else, right?
Right.
I get like seeing strong women and wanting to be strong yourself, but for, it's a nice comment. However, it also makes me feel a little bit bad because I want that person to be them, right? I want them to see themselves as themselves and, strive to be the best version of themselves, whatever that may be. And so that's one. It makes me kind of sad, that people are kind of comparing to you, which we know as coaches and people who coach women who struggle with that.
Yeah.
We know it's there, but when you are realizing like you're that person, it's like, oh, because we don't do this to please anyone but ourselves, really, being strong and healthy. And so that's a big one for me.
Yeah, I get that. Like, even when I post on Instagram about certain movements, people are like, "Oh my gosh, I want to be able to do that." Or like, "I wish I could do that, but I never will." They'll message me, and I feel the same way of like, "Well, I'm not posting this for you to feel shame. I'm posting it more so to show like, look how strong I was today, but also look how strong you could be too with proper training and like a proper program."
Oh,
So yeah, it's, and I always like every time they reach out and say that, I'm like, you should come and talk to us because that's obvious.
Right.
That's something that we need to work on is you like aspiring. And if you're doing it to me, who's like a nobody on Instagram, you're probably doing it to others too.
Don't minimize your Instagram.
Okay. Well, you're doing it to me, who is a very local like person with not thousands of followers. So like you're probably doing it to yourself, like with these people who have thousands of followers too, which it's just creating like the insecurity or the like I can't do that or I never could do that, and kind of keeping you trapped in that mindset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. And it's one thing to be like, hey, I'm fine with even people coming up and saying like, I see that you're lifting really heavy. I'm afraid of,
Yeah.
asking questions. I think that that's fine. It's just again that kind of, I don't know. For me, it's just a little bit of that sadness of, yes, you want to inspire people, but
Hmm.
not at the expense of their own like mental health, where they're
Hmm.
like, I could never, be that person, or why even try? It looks hard, or whatever that is. Hey, what's up, guys? Quick interruption from our sponsor, the Mindset of Matter coaching program. If you are tired of gaining back the same 20 pounds that you lose over and over again, if you're tired of having to work out 5 to 7 days with only seeing results that you do not desire, or you are just tired of living in a body that you do not feel confident in, you will want to take advantage of this month's offer. For the month of May, we will be offering $100 off our Mindset Matters cohort style coaching program. In this program, you will receive curriculum and coaching to help rewire your mind to create new beliefs about yourself and ultimately gain the outcomes that you desire. In this program, you receive weekly reflections in the Mindset of Matter app. Each reflection is a part of the mindset method. On top of this, you also receive daily journal prompts to help enhance the things that you're learning or enhance the tools so that you can solidify them and utilize them moving forward. On top of this, you get access to myself or one of my coaches in a weekly group coaching call. In this call, you are able to ask questions and get coached through the reflection and the things that you're learning. The next cohort starts June 3rd. And again, for the month of May, we'll be offering $100 off. If you're interested in this, you'll find the link in the show notes below. Now, back to elevating your mind. So, on the other hand, the unsolicited comments about movements. This is hilarious. Okay. So we're in Boston. We're at the YMCA. I'm doing single leg RDLs. And this young kid comes up to me. He's like, can I give you some advice? I noticed you're not doing that right. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. Hit me, bro. And what did he say? He had it almost looked like a single leg squat. Not necessarily a hip hinge. It was more of a a squatting position, or like a push, right? And I said, well, I'm interested. Are you a trainer? And he went through the whole thing, like, you shouldn't do it this way. You should do it this way. I don't remember exactly what he said, because in my mind I was like, kind of like, is this really happening? And I said, well, are you a trainer? Because we were training at the YMCA near Northeastern University. So I figured he was like, a student of, like a student athlete, student trainer, whatever that is. And he wasn't. And I said, oh, well, I am a trainer. And what I want you to educate yourself on is the variety of different hip hinge movements, because actually I'm doing a Romanian deadlift where I'm starting from the top and whatever it was. And I explained it to him, not in a bitchy way, but I'm just like, there's not one way to do a single leg RDL. Like, there's a deadlift, there's different ways of doing that movement. And I also remember too, his hip was open a little bit.
Yeah.
So even his form wasn't great. And I was like, okay. But you know what? I'm going to check myself on this, because there were these ladies doing Bulgarian split squats, and they were doing the hop. The hop where you try to find the bench behind you, and you're like, you're hopping on one leg. And I'm just like, hey, are you guys open to a hack on that? I asked the question, so for you all listening, this is the hack. Go to the bench, put the flat part of the top of your foot and your shin on the bench and sit on it. Okay. Take the leg that's forward, step out. Just step out as far as you can, and stand up. This will give you the position that you're supposed to be in without hopping.
Mm-hmm.
I will link a demonstration to this below. But I was unsolicited, girl. It was me. Hi.
I've done it unsolicited too. Mm-hmm. I was at this bro gym in Oh, I think I was in Yuma, to be honest.
Oh,
I
fancy.
was doing traveling for work at that point. And so I had gone there and there was this chick and I could tell she was trying to work on her butt just with what she was doing.
Mhm.
And she was doing like donkey kickbacks or something with a cable
Mm.
machine. And I was just like, and the way she was doing it, I was like, you're just like using momentum, man. And it was like really painful to watch. And so I actually went up to her and I was like, hey, are you trying to work your butt? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, and I just said, what you might try and do is go slower and like really feel it in your butt rather than use momentum. And she's
Mm.
like, oh, okay, thanks. And I was like, yeah, but you really should squat and deadlift and hip thrust, but I was like,
Yeah.
we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
And then I walked away going like, I probably didn't need to do that. But then I
Yeah.
also thought like, I think sometimes for like you and me, you see people at the gym and when you go and you're just like, just let me help you, please. Like one time
Mhm.
when I was in Austin, I went to Gold's Gym and there was a chick that was she did like triceps, like a tricep press down or something like that. And then she went and did, I want to say like a chest press or something the next exercise. And I just wanted to be like, hey, let's talk about exercise order, but
Yes. Yes.
I'm like, okay, no one bothers me when I go or tries not to. And if they do, I kind of give them stink eye. And then because a lot of the times I get like old guys walking past and they'll do like a thumbs up and like, yeah, like you get it. And
Mhm.
I'm kind of like, thanks. Like
Mhm.
just in my own
I do
world.
like that. Like,
Do you?
yeah, I don't want to take my earphones off.
No, I don't want to take my earphones off at
Give me some
all.
sign language. I'm
Yeah.
cool with sign language.
Okay.
You know, speaking of earphones off, it's like I've asked. So my chest press when I was going to the gym, like I was trying to hit my 1 rep max. So I was at like 145 on my chest press, and I was like, "Well, I don't know, I don't know what's gonna happen here." So every time I would do it, the first time I asked, because this was like in a like 4-week series. First time I asked a trainer. The
Mhm.
second time I asked this dude. Third time, there's this girl standing there. So I was like, oh, no. The third time was the younger girl. I've talked about her, how she's like, I only have 10s. I'm like, I started at 10s. You can be here too. She's like, fuck yeah. I'm like, yeah. So we had a whole conversation there. And the last time I asked this other chick,
Uh-huh.
and she like I was like, excuse me. And she gave me the meanest look, like I was ruining her life to have her take her earphones off. And I was like, I do that too,
Yeah.
and
I
that's
would
when I
probably be
wanted to
like,
stay here. Yeah.
well, I
Like
would probably do it like, what do you want? But then if you're like, will you spot me? I'd be like, fuck yeah. Like,
right, well,
both
you
of them
would.
off.
She was
Yeah.
just I don't even think she knew what I was talking about, but I do that too where I think guys are hitting on me when they're, like, asking me if I'm done with, like,
Oh, I
when's
know.
my
Same.
last rep? I'm
Yeah.
like, giving them, like, "What do you want?" They're like,
I know.
when are you
Well,
done with the fucking equipment, bitch?"
yeah.
Like,
I
"Get out
also
of
will
here."
try and like, if I'll give a guy a stink eye. I was in Idaho one time at Boise and I went to the gym and there was this guy who was like doing what he shouldn't have been doing, obviously.
Mhm.
And he's in front of the dumbbell rack, but he's grabbing like this one that is way too heavy. He thinks he's doing a single arm dumbbell row. He was not. But
And
he's
as
like,
he's leaning up against the dumbbell
yes,
rack
and
too,
he's holding on to
obviously.
the dumbbell rack,
Mhm.
pulling from the dumbbell that he's using that is way too heavy for him. But like what I needed was where he was. And
Mhm.
I'm just like, if you can't walk it back to the bench, we probably shouldn't be doing
Not for
this.
you, babe.
And so
Not
I
for
like
you.
kind of was like standing there like, motherfucker. And he was, oh, sorry. And he was like super nice about it. And I was just kind of like, well, fucking move. Like, don't do
Yes.
that.
So
So
annoying.
yeah.
Do you
Just
think
like,
they do that to, like, show
I
off?
don't know if they do it as like I always try and think of it as like a mating call, like for them. Like I'm more like, yeah, like I'm like, he must be trying to mate with somebody in this gym by like being so
Ugh.
blatantly in the way and being so blatantly like with the heavy dumbbell. Like the right girl will find that attractive. However, I'm trying to fucking work out. So I
Yeah,
always
and
try
you're
and like
in my
picture
way.
it that way where I'm not such a bitch when I'm like, could you fucking move? But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know if it's a guy. I think they just weren't taught like gym etiquette at some
Yeah.
point because I had a client who was really
New
concerned about
podcast,
that.
gym etiquette.
Oh yeah. Like I had a client who was really concerned
Etiquette.
about like going back to the gym after she was done training with me and like the etiquette of it. And she
Mhm.
would ask really, really good questions. And I was like, damn, I never like thought about how I knew all this stuff or like who taught me all this stuff. It's just like you kind of just learn as you go. But if you don't learn, you're just kind of the asshole in the gym.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other, there's another female foe is when you're coming up behind someone's bar and it's a male and they take all of the plates off because they think that you ain't shit. And you're like, and then I'm like, no. I've literally done this on a row.
Right.
He goes, oh, do you want me to move it for you? I go, no, that's what I'm rowing. Right. Boom. Yeah. I felt like a baddie.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm rowing that. Now, I didn't row for, like, he was rowing for 8. I think I rowed for, like, I think I was in, like, a 3 to 5 rep range. But, yeah, that idea of, like, oh, are you just going to row the bar? Which is totally fine if that's you. We were there once in our lives. And you're just like, no, I'm going to row the weight you are doing, sir, mister.
Like,
yeah. On the other hand, and you laugh at me because of this, let's talk about girl crushes in the gym.
I don't laugh at you for that. I have many girl crushes in gyms when I go.
It's another female fitness foe.
Yes. I have.
You guys know what we're talking about.
Yes.
That girl. Tell me yours. Tell me your recent crush.
Well, I don't even remember. Because it's because I've had one at almost every time I go to the gym, and then I have a really bad
girl crusher.
Yeah, and I have a bad staring problem too, so I end up just like staring at them.
We should make a shirt. You're my gym girl crush.
Oh, gym girl crush.
Gym girl crush.
Well, we'll have to figure out something.
We'll figure. You guys give us some feedback. Mine was the one girl. She was
at Mountainside.
Went to at the same time. She lifted heavy as fuck. She was doing regular old compounds, strength training, and she was really fit. And I just want to be like, Dabs, let's be friends. We have the same ideas in life. And then like my friend Casey, that is now my friend at F45, same thing. Like we lifted really heavy, like we weren't afraid to go there, and we became friends, you know, and it's, that's just what we do.
I know.
We meet like people. Now there's a difference between me being like, love the weight you're lifting, you look like a baddie, then I want to beat you, right? Because I'm not talking about any insecurities or anything like that. I feel bad kind of saying that because I feel like people are going to be like, well, that's nice. It is, but you guys know what I'm saying. Like, I don't want you comparing yourself to other people. But in this case, it's more of a like, yeah, celebrate strong ass ladies. Let's go.
Right.
And I never talked to her. I never talked to her.
Well, because you always want to. One time it was in the Boise gym again. There was a girl, she was lifting heavy and her squat form looked so good. Oh. And so of course I was just like staring, mouth agape. and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to fucking tell her. So I went up to her. I was like, your squat form looks really great. And she was like, oh, thanks. And then like went back to it. And I was like, no, but what about me? Yeah, see you later. Like,
bye. Cool. Yeah. No, I never talked to my girl crush. And, one thing I didn't list that we didn't list on this list is also because I'm thinking of my girl crush. And then the next thing that came to the mind, because she came at the same time as these other people, is this belief. And I don't know if it's I don't think it's just a woman thing. I think this is any gym person is like, everyone's watching me and they know that I come at the same time as them. So now, like if I miss a day, they're going to be like, oh, where's that girl? Yep. I don't know. No one's doing that.
I do that. I would. If someone wasn't there, I'd be like, oh, I haven't seen like the purple short girl today. Whatever like their name is in my mind.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her today. And then like if she shows up the next day, I'm like, oh, there she is. Okay.
The other funny thing is like if someone does spot you, like then you're best friends. Like then you say hi to each other like anytime you see him. Yeah. Or like this guy was like, hey, I'm just letting you know, because I tell people if I'm videotaping or like using my phone, because I don't want people to think, because it's more from my form, because at that moment in time I was lifting heavy and I didn't want people to think I was doing some like influencer stuff. So I always ask permission because they may be in the video. And this guy's like, do you want me to video for you? I was like, yeah. And I was doing, I think it was like 315 on the hip thrust. And he was like, that's really strong. And then we were best friends after that.
Yeah.
So
You're like, yeah, I
it was
know.
so funny. We're all best friends. But
See?
back to female focus
Clothes.
stuff.
Yeah.
The one, the only, peeing, little drip drop.
Yep. This one
Little
drives me
drip
nuts.
drop. I didn't even know it was a thing until I started trying to do double unders in CrossFit.
I didn't know it was a thing either until I was in a CrossFit gym and we had double unders programmed and the women lined up at the bathroom before. And I was like, what the hell? And then it was I would say a mom group. And they were all like, oh, you guys just wait, and I thought like, what the hell? And then I learned about it and then I was like, okay. And then now where I am, as a coach, I'm like, okay, we shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
That's not a thing that should be accepted. It's normalized, but it could be resolved.
Right. Well, and for me, it just happened. I hadn't had my hysterectomy yet, I don't think. And it just happened. And I was like, did I just pee on myself? like a little bit? And I was like, oh. And then I saw this other girl who doesn't have kids. That happened to her. She runs to the back. And it's like people don't stop. They just because they're so worried about hitting their whatever, they're being in first place. They don't stop. But I mean, even at F45, there would be times I'd be like, there it is. Hello.
Yeah.
It's worse now after a hysterectomy for sure, but I don't jump much anymore. So that's I'll do sprints, but that's as
jumpy /
plyo as I'm going.
Yeah.
So,
it's really normal for pregnancy and postpartum are normalized.
Aging, right? Because
Aging.
It's normal, ladies. So don't worry. I was watching a video of power lifters and these women literally
pee themselves. I know.
And I was like, oh, interesting. So it's okay. We all pee a little bit. Speaking of vaginas and pee, let's talk about the wonderful camel toe.
I hate the camel toe.
My Viore shorts, dude. I love them. They look amazing other than I have to literally pull them down.
Ew.
I'm not pulling them from the center. I'm pulling them on the leg.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on. I mean, did you know they have non-camel toe underwear now?
Really?
Apparently.
Well,
I don't know what they are.
I know. It took a while. That's nice. Yeah, the camel toe thing, that's where I'm grateful I have a home gym because sometimes I see it and I'm like, well, oh well. It's just there.
Well, and I like wearing the Viore shorts even out and about. But I've got to watch the split. Watch the split. Too legit for split.
Yeah.
No, and it's one of our clients said that it's worse, especially when you're wearing a sports bra and shorts only.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Because it's here's everything. Here's every curve.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I had posted a picture a long time ago on Super Bowl when Justin Timberlake was the headliner, and I had wore a shirt that says I'm only here for Justin or something like that. And I was wearing leggings or something, and apparently had a camel toe in the picture. And so many people were like, camel toe. And I'm like, oh
really?
My God. Yeah. I didn't realize that was. And I was like, okay, let me take it down and cut out my vagina.
Jesus.
But again, guys get to wear their little free ballin' shorts, and they don't have camel toes, and maybe this is only me because your girl, she runs hot and I sweat. No matter if I'm wearing maroon, red, navy blue, I can get away with it, but gray, if I'm working hard, I'm going to 1000% have the thong sweat around my thighs.
Yeah.
What is that? I use Lumi deodorant to avoid this. It's like a cream that you can put in that area.
Oh, really?
Doesn't work. Work. Who has, I'm sitting here now. I'm not sweating out of my inner thigh pores.
I know. Well, and why is that where I sweat?
Right.
I don't know. It happens to me, but I just don't really think about it because I'm like, well,
or butt
I figure guys must have it too.
Right. But they wear their fancy shorts. No one
Right.
sees it.
Yeah, and
We're
their legs
walking
are
around,
fit.
and I'm holding the towel. I'm like, what I do
I
is I'll tuck
know.
the towel in the front.
Yeah, yeah.
Walk
You know
around with
what's
my
so funny is
towel.
when clients come over, like, if they, like, are seated on the ground or on the bench, and then they get up and there's, like, their butt outline or something,
Oh,
they're like,
yeah.
"Ooh," like, they feel so guilt I'm like, It's okay,
It's
like, that's
normal.
just part of this."
Is it weird that that happens to me when I'm, like, in an Uber?
Well, it's hot in Ubers because we
We
live in
live in
Arizona.
Phoenix.
Yeah, and they're in their leather seats, and then that's, like, where I don't like wearing shorts sometimes because it's, like, then my le thighs stick to the fucking
Mhm.
chair, and you peel
Yeah.
them off, and then it makes that sound, and you're like, "Well, this is awesome."
Yeah, you're like, how sexy I am."
I know, I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah. So let's just go over them so far. So
okay."
unsolicited comments, body, outfits,
Uh-huh.
unsolicited
Right.
workout advice, gym girl crushes, ping,
Mhm.
camel toe, thinking someone's hitting on you when they're
Yeah.
not. They're literally just asking you to get off the equipment. That's yours
Yes.
truly. But what we haven't talked about is when people actually do hit on you.
L
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm all about it. Like, as long as I'm not in the middle of a set or if I look open to it, which
Yeah.
I never do. And
Right.
most women going into the gym don't if you'll
Don't you wear
know.
your rings in the gym too? Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I never take my rings off. That's a debate. Some women are like, "I can't work out with my rings." Whenever I deadlift at home, I'll take them off, but I don't
Uh-huh.
take them off at the gym. So,
Really? Hmm.
yeah. And that is someone actually asked me that. She's like, "You wear your rings?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't ever take them off just because I will lose them."
Yeah.
I did take them off when I was walking around the Compton city yesterday.
Okay.
Listen, it's pretty flashy, this ring, and I
Yeah.
don't need to flash.
Correct.
But yeah, the flirting, it's so awkward. Like my client, Marissa, she's like, "I'm pretty sure I got hit on today at the gym." She's married. She's like, "And now what do I do? Like this guy wants to take me to dinner and I have to see him every day." And I'm like,
And you
"Tell
ruined
him
the
you're married?"
experience for me. Yeah.
I
Well,
think
and
she
that's what I used to hate when I was single is when they would hit on like, they would flirt, and then you find out they have a girlfriend. You're like, "Well,
oh,
that was inappropriate." Like,
pro and
and
a
you
pro.
got my hopes up, and then I
Yeah.
see you come here with your girlfriend, you act like I don't exist, and the other day you were all flirty, like, that's fucked up.
I had the biggest crush on my this is way back, on my body pump instructor, and then one day we were in, like, the group fit room, and
Uh-huh.
I was doing something, and he was there too, and I was like, "Yes, this is it."
Yeah,
It was not it.
I know.
It was not I mean, the great thing about the gym is, like, you're like-minded,
Right.
right? So, I get it, and a lot of girls do have gym crushes, and for those women, y'all need to shoot your shot, babe, because
You think so?
like I said yes,
Okay.
absolutely. A guy's gonna be less pissed off if you're, like, stroking his ego, right?
Right.
Whereas women are like, "Leave me alone," you know?
Yeah.
But if you don't want them to leave you alone, and most of us want them to leave us alone,
Yeah.
then they're not gonna come up to you and be like, "Hey, what's up? Hey, shorty, what's up? Nice squat," as Amanda
Yeah.
does.
Like,
Oh, there's my girl. You guys are really missing this. Can you see it?
There, I got one
Oh,
now.
you got one too. You guys, this is so funny. Um, but the flirting, I had a guy, yeah, I don't think it was flirting. So when I was going to Lifetime, but right after Arizona's gyms opened up for the pandemic, I went at 4 a.m. And reason why is because I wanted to I didn't know what was going on with the gym situation and having a lot of people there, and I didn't wanna
Yeah.
get COVID, so I was like, "Oh, let's go the first person there. It's clean."
Mhm.
And it was the same people, and, this guy and I always, like, chatted it up and stuff. He never, like, asked me out, but, we always, like, walk out together, and then Mark would come on Saturdays with me.
Yeah.
So he then met Mark after a while, but, it could have definitely been a situation because even if I, like, would jump oh, here's another thing, ladies, asking guys to jump in on their set. Women won't do that. I
No.
will. I
They don't
will.
even know it's a thing that you can ask to jump in.
Yeah, he was doing the, like, cross cable machine, like, the,
Mhm.
two-sided, like the dual
Uh-huh.
cable, and I needed to do it too. And so I was like, "Can I jump in?" He's like, "Don't make me look bad." That's what he said.
Aw, that's
That's how we
cute.
became friends, yeah. So he'd always say hi, and then this other guy would go, and he would do, like, full-blown WODs. Yeah. I know, I know. I guess
Okay.
because his CrossFit gym took away their early morning classes, but I'm like, "Do
Oh,
you know how many CrossFit gyms there are in the valley?" Like, a
right.
lot. Um, but yeah, for the women who do have a gym crush, if we know that he's single, shoot it. Shoot it, baby. Do it to it.
Yeah.
And like-minded individuals. Y'all
I
can go
in the
work out
defense of not
together.
shooting your shot, I kinda
Mm,
liked the, kind of, like, excitement of going and seeing them without
mhm.
actually, like, having to interact or engage, or, like, there was a when I would go to I think it was, like, a 24-hour fitness. It was way back in the day. The front office guy and I or the front, like, desk guy and I used to flirt, and so
Uh-huh.
that was always fun, but then it like, he would be like, "What are we working on today?" You know? "Oh, da, da, da." And so
La,
that was
la,
fun
la.
because I didn't, like, necessarily want a boyfriend at the time, but it was, like, he was my gym boyfriend of the front desk, and then I had, like, my work boyfriend of that place, and then this
Yeah.
and that.
I had the biggest crush, we called him baby daddy, on the, general manager of the mountainside I used to teach
Oh.
group fit classes at. And we would talk, and then my best friend Amber that I lived with at the time, she'd be like, "How's baby daddy?"
Like, wonderful.
It was hot.
Yeah.
It was so hot. It was hilarious. But I didn't shoot my shot,
I know.
unfortunately. Um, okay, so I was thinking of something and now I forgot it. You were saying, oh crap. Oh, there was another good one. Hopefully it comes to me, but let's talk about sports bras.
Yeah, that's I was gonna go,
Who
like, "Let's talk about the boobies."
Yeah. Whose idea was this? Like,
Well, I know. Well, and whose idea was,
I
like,
get it.
I get the stylish ones, like, they're great and cute, but my boobs fall out of them if I'm
Oh,
doing, like, a
remember.
bent over row.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That happened to me luckily at my own home gym,
Yes.
you
Well,
know?
sames. Yeah, I'm always like, "Oh, there's my nip. Thanks. Oh, well."
Yeah. Um, or my thing is that I have lats for days and
Uh-huh.
I can't do it myself. So then thank God I'm married. So I can be like, Mark,
I
and my
know.
arms, I look like Frankenstein. I'm like, take this off.
I know.
And it like rolls, like I have to roll it off of my body. Just
Yes.
so annoying. But yeah,
Well,
I
that's
had
the
a,
thing about having small boobs is, like, it's too tight around the lat part, but then if I buy a larger size, it doesn't fit on my boobs.
yeah, no, yeah.
It's very
That's,
frustrating.
or they're just, um, the one it's funny because it's a Fabletics. It just it like swoops down too low, and like the one boob is like,
Mhm.
"Hey, what's up?"
Mhm.
I was watching
Is it your left
Selling.
boob or your right boob?
I think it's my left.
Mine's always my right.
Yeah, I was watching Selling Sunset. I think that's the name, or Selling OC. I don't know.
Yeah.
And she was like, her friend took her to like a high intensity workout on the beach, and she's
Oh
like, "I thought we were
god.
doing yoga. I wore my yoga support bra." And her
Yes,
literal
yes, yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
implant falls
Yes,
out. And I was like,
yes.
yeah. So you've got to be ready. You
I
got to be
know.
ready. And this takes us to our next female fitness figuring out an outfit.
An
What
outfit.
outfit for the right movement? You
It's
know?
yeah, because there's certain outfits or, like, certain, pieces, we could say, that I will not wear if I'm gonna go to a gym, or if, like, I'm gonna travel, I only bring certain ones.
Mhm.
I don't want the
I have
camel toe, I don't want my boobs falling out, but I also would like
Yep.
to look kinda cute, so I don't want my, like, Target sports bras from 10 years ago.
Yes. I agree. Um Also, how sweaty am I gonna get? Because I need to wear black.
Mhm.
That's my thing. Um I with the boobs too, because I have really cute sports bra from there's a style from Fabletics that like ties here, but it's like too much
Oh.
cleavage. And I was like,
Yeah.
what, I don't even know where I'd wear that to. Like maybe a yin yoga, like maybe a
Yeah.
meditation.
Maybe,
That's
yeah.
it. Or I'd be at F45. This is back in the day and doing like a cardio class, and I have like a light support, and I'm like holding myself
Yes,
because
yes,
I
yes,
have
yeah.
like a C cup.
Yep.
So I mean, I'm not huge, but it's enough to bounce around in there. Or you're going through your cycle and they hurt.
Yep.
Ugh, the hurting. The hurting. Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, so sports bras. Do we want to add anything to that? Because I'm gonna segue.
Nope. I mentioned my one boobie falling out, and that was enough.
Boob falls out, right support.
Yeah.
Getting that motherfucker off when you're sweaty.
Yes.
Not fun. Period. Let's talk first and foremost about your boobs that are sore. So not only are you sore from doing any sort of like running, jumping, whatever that is, but let's talk about a chest supported row.
Ooh.
Not going to do that. Oh, and if you have implants, get out of here. Neither of us have implants, but I've worked with plenty of clients who do, and they're like, please don't ever do that again.
Yep.
But like laying down in any fashion.
Oh
No,
I
no, thank you.
know. Well, and of course you have to wear black bottoms just in case. But I hate when you like move or lay down and you're like, fuck, did I just feel that like come out where it shouldn't be coming out? Like, is my plug not working?
And then you turn around, you do the
you turn around
mirror,
or like you kind of do like the if I'm sitting on the bench, like I'm gonna open up my legs a little bit just to be like,
like oh yeah. Every woman on here has done the turnaround.
Yes.
Is there anything on my butt? Is there anything on my thank God for a hysterectomy.
Like, thank God for pregnancy.
All right. I don't have to worry about that. It's so annoying.
I know.
And you're like, ugh. And then you have to run to the locker room and like
hopefully
see if
you have a
tampon
or a pad or a cup or whatever.
Or they have them there. I've when we were traveling, there's some really nice gyms. They really take care of their ladies.
Yeah,
they have all that stuff. But it's, we're not even going to get into the conversation about like the fatigue and, all the other symptoms, but just the, oh my God, am I going to stand up and there's going to be a huge spot on me? And no, again, you're right. Black, do it.
Right.
Black leggings, black shorts, whatever it is. I'd wear black sweatpants because guess what? I'm probably pretty bloated too.
Yes.
So just give me a good pair of sweatpants.
And so one time, I wasn't in a gym, but I was with a group and we were doing, what's it called? The rim, or we were doing the rim of not Tonto. What's that?
Rim to rim?
No, it's not rim to rim, but it's the hiking out there that I liked, the superstitions. So you could do the ridge line of the superstitions. And it's like about a 12-mile hike, give or take. It's pretty fun. It's really pretty. And I got my period while we were hiking. And it was like we were like in mile 2 of 3, like 2 or 3. And this is that you can't do like when you do a ridge line, it's a point to point. So you park one car, drive everybody to the other place. So I couldn't like go back because it wasn't my car there and be done. I had to go through the whole thing. And thankfully I had on like my black hiking pants, but it was just like the whole day is like, and TMI, but like wet underwear of just like,
oh yeah, God,
get me out of here.
I've never started at the gym. Not that I remember, but I know there's some horror stories. We should have female gym horror stories. Like people write us in. I want people to write us in.
That would be a good one.
Write us in. What's our email?
Story.
I'll put the email below.
Yes.
The podcast email. I want to hear your gym.
And we'll keep it anonymous unless you want us to.
Yes. Horror stories or gym heroes.
Yes. Yes.
Like I want to hear your positives too. All right. Okay. Let's talk about the great debate. Are you guys ready for this, ladies? It's 9 a.m.
Okay.
Or maybe 7 a.m. And do we go to the gym with or without makeup on?
Without.
Every time. I will put a tint. I'll put a tint. I mean, I'm 41. Listen, I will put on my like tinted moisturizer and some lip balm. Maybe if you're lucky, I will brush my eyebrows.
I don't even do that.
Yeah, I do. I do that kind of stuff
in general. Yeah.
In general. Right. That's just me. There's rarely a time. I will say when I was traveling, I did not do my makeup until I absolutely had to. And I did it in the car.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, what am I doing? I literally had my heatless curlers in.
Did you? Aww.
Oh yeah. Love the heatless curlers. If I could wear those to the gym, I would absolutely. But then if you sweat, they get all weird. But yeah, the great debate. We want to hear makeup Or if you're going to the gym after work, do you take your makeup off? I take it
Well,
off.
this depends if there's Hotties for me.
Well, I mean, there could be
Yeah.
hotties in the morning too.
Yeah. There used to be this CrossFit gym that I was going to when I was in Texas. And these guys were such fucking babes that were there. And so I would leave, and it was so stupid because the workout was like hard and grueling and I needed to take it off. And I definitely am a taker off makeup person in any other circumstance. But these guys were just so hot that I was like, there's no way I'm going from work, taking off my makeup and going to this gym without makeup on. And every time I did that, I'd go home and like I didn't look good after. Like I looked more flushed and all of that shit. And like running
down here.
yeah. But I was
so here's my funny though is I would wear the tinted makeup and then forget their towels are white.
oh no. Yeah.
Secret's out, everyone. Secret is out. I also take a towel because of the butt crack sweat.
Yes, I take a towel because I just never know.
Oh, I've got another female. God, we've got a lot of these.
Huh.
The infamous back fart.
Oh, when you lay on the bench.
When you have a sports bra on.
Yeah.
Like that was the bench. It wasn't me.
I know.
It wasn't me. It was the
and
bench.
You like try and make it happen again. That way you're not, you're like, obviously it was the bench, like, and not my ass.
Yeah.
And trust me, if it was my ass, you would know pretty quickly.
Yeah, exactly. We stinky.
Yeah.
So we haven't touched on locker rooms.
Okay.
And I'm more modest in a social setting. I mean, I'm not going to go to the bathroom and change, but I'm going to face towards
the
locker and just like, all right, no one needs to see all my goods. But the older ladies, man,
they don't give a shit.
They don't give up. They're just like, here I am. Love yourself.
Again,
I love them.
My staring problem, because I'm like, I just need to like.
You're staring.
I do. So, you know what's so funny is one time my cousin was talking about it, and I was like, oh, okay, it's good. So we both like have a genetic issue. But so I was like,
family.
Yeah, and I like every time I have to be like, you can't stare, like try and do something else, and I'm like, but it's just, I just want to, and it's not like a stare judge. It's just like, like I just see it all right now, and you're just casually talking about your grandkid, which is odd.
Yeah, maybe we'll get there one day. Maybe I've gotten to the point now, like with my best friends, I will be butt ass naked.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like Erica and I, when we like travel together, it's just naked time.
Yep.
Nudie naked time.
Yep.
All right. Anything else?
No, I'll be excited to hear from the audience though.
Oh, I'm excited
what
too.
They're gonna say, because some of these came from our group, our members, our clients. So that was interesting to read. But how the wider sphere.
Well, and my client, she said, like trying to fit your gym bag and your Louis Vuitton, or like, it's so true actually, because I would travel with like my Louis Vuitton, like what is it called? My Everfull bag, which is a pretty big bag. Yeah. And I'd go from the workout and get ready there and go to work. So I like have my work bag, my workout bag, and you just like need to like hang up your clothes because you're wearing a nice dress or something nice, and it just doesn't all fit in there. It's like, listen, dudes that made these lockers, make them bigger. Make them bigger. I need regular bag, gym bag. I need a freaking place where I can hang something up. It's not going to get wrinkled. Idiots.
And you also need emergency tampons in the bathroom.
Always.
And it's also nice when you can't see in the cracks of the bathroom, like stalls.
Yeah. Where you like get the like look.
Yeah. Okay.
And then pretty sure this doesn't happen to dudes, is the girls taking the pictures in the locker room. I've been that person.
Yeah.
I've been that person because I was the only person in the locker room. But this is when I needed to tell everyone that I worked out that day and the day before and the day before. And I was so obsessed. Guys don't do that. Guys don't stand. I mean, I've never seen a dude in the gym like do a like selfie or like
I see them on my Instagram, but I haven't seen anybody in real life do it.
Yeah, I've seen girls do it. Also, last one, because we're running through them. Short ass. Short ass.
Yes.
I was in Utah, Salt Lake.
Utah.
I was like, wait a minute here. This isn't Scottsdale, Arizona. Why is everyone naked? Help me understand why all these girls are naked. Short, like shorty, like butt cheeks hanging out. And I'm like, no, ladies, please don't do that. I don't want your butt juice. We just talked about the fact that you could be on your period and your butt sweat. And now I have to actually like be that close to your anus. No, thank you. No, thank you. Speaking of Uranus, there was a place called Uranus, Missouri that had a chocolate factory in Uranus. They said the best chocolate comes from Uranus. It was a billboard, but I slept. No, I slept through it because remember I didn't get any sleep, so I had lots of naps. He goes, "You missed Uranus." Well, and I was terrified that there was going to be a tornado because the way the sky looked, I was like, "This is what it looks like. This is what happens on TV." So, anyways, all right, y'all, we want your fitness female foes or gym foes, whatever we call it, anything that's female related that has to do with fitness in the gym. We want to hear about your fitness horror, your gym horror stories, and your gym hero stories, like your baddie stuff. You'll find the email in the show notes below. If you like what we're talking about, please give us a follow on our podcast. Follow us on Spotify or Apple. What are they called? Apple Podcasts. We'd love a rating or review. We want to get this out to more people. You can also follow us on Instagram. Our account is Mindset and Matter Coaching or
fitbyamanda.az.
If you want to watch our brand new setup here on YouTube, you can find us at the Mindset and Matter. And don't forget, until June 3rd, I don't know when this is going to air, we have $100 off our group cohort coaching program. It's amazing. And I just added on the ability to get custom nutrition and exercise coaching on top of working through the mindset method in your cohort. So check that out below. Other than that, we want you to remember one simple thing.
What you say in the mind,
you see in the mirror.
Yay.
Toodles!
Toodles.